Today, we are going to talk about availability tiers. And the reason for that is that your applications aren't born equal. Some applications are really important, and without it, your business might not function at all. Other ones have to work at some point, but it's not the end of the world if they don't. And it's really useful to go through your applications and to grade them in which availability tier they're in, so that you can make sure that the infrastructure they sit on and the way that that can fail over is suitable for your business. And typically, application tiers might be, you might go from tier 0 to tier 3. Tier 0 being mission critical. They're going to be available probably 24/7. Without them, you're out of business. A lot of people are impacted, and that's really expensive. Examples of this in the past that we've worked on might be banking payments. That if you can't send a payment, then people are really impacted, and that's very bad. Regulatory fines, a complete mess. So banking payment systems have to be tier 0 mission critical. High impact, tier 1, that is where you major pain. Customers might be unhappy and it's going to cost you, but you might not be out of business. This might be problems with your click and collect service on your website. People might still be able to go into your store, but they might not be able to order their shopping right now. They might be able to come back in an hour. It's not the end of the world, but it is really, really impacting on your business. So, many pain, that's going to cost you money. You just not quite everything, but it's going to cost you some money, and you really want to avoid that. But then other things might be medium impact. That might be when it's highly inconvenient. There may be a workaround. It's going to, it might cost you some money, there may be some impact, but it's not the end of the world. So an example of that might be in store, the little self-scan things might not be working. Now, that's annoying, but you can still go to the checkout. It's not the end of the world, but you don't want it to happen because it does annoy people. And then similarly, you've got low impact things. That's when either few people are affected or it's not time critical, the impact is minimal. That might be, I get my sales report for the day. If that doesn't come for today, it's annoying, doesn't really make that big a deal. So given the fact that you've got this spectrum of availability, typically what you need to do is you need to look at the cost to run versus the cost of the impact, because the more that you do to make things available all the time, for them to fail over or be highly available, it costs money and it costs time to do that. So you have to make sure that the systems that you're investing in are the ones that are really worth it. And the other thing is that for most people, you can't solve everything, particularly you can't solve everything at the same time. So this gives you a bit of a roadmap as to where it is you need to prioritise. If things are in the wrong bucket, you need to action them, but what's your priority? The priority is making sure that your tier 0 is up to scratch, and then you can work down from there, making sure that everything works as well as it needs to. So that's a quick look at availability tiers, why they're important, and then what we can do after that is talk about some of the solutions you might implement for each of these tiers.